this episode, we are going to be talking about whether you should build your own website or whether you should outsource. Hey, I'm Carmen, and welcome to Myo Life. That's short for My Outrageous Life, which is exactly the kind of life I get to live since I found the courage to ditch dental hygiene and build a life I'm bonkers about as a myofunctional therapist and entrepreneur. Here you will find all the things myo, business, and how to build a life that you too are bonkers about. I'm very happy you're here. Shall we dive in? Well, hello, my friend. I hope this episode finds you doing fantastic and staying busy building your myo business and a life that you are bonkers about. In this episode, we are talking websites, okay? I know that makes a lot of people's pit sweat. We are talking about whether you should build it or whether you should outsource it. Now, I will tell you this. My students have a really hard time with this concept because it means money. They just see dollar signs. But I will tell you this, that any business startup is going to cost money. There's no store coming into your town that gets by without investing a lot of money, and this is no different, okay? You can invest time by building your own website, or you can invest money by having somebody else do it. So first, let's talk about what I chose to do when I was starting my business. Much to everybody else's dismay, I did not know anything about websites, okay? Just because I had a master's in business does not mean that they had taught me that. So I had to figure it out. I chose to build my own. I chose to do a WordPress site. And the reason that I didn't do like Wix or anything like those, I'll just say smaller, easier websites, because I knew that I needed to make it a tool for me. I need to have a website that served me, and we're going to talk about that here in just a minute. But if I couldn't embed my calendar on it, if I couldn't have control of certain things, I didn't want to be wasting my time. And many of my students in the past have found that if they just did like a free website, you guys, nothing is in business is free. So you're going to be wasting time if you do that. So that's why I chose to do the WordPress site, because then I owned it and I could do everything I wanted. Yes, it seemed like a lot at the beginning, but it was okay because I knew I could figure it out. So that's what I chose to do. Now, I think that it is important that you have a website that serves. So it needs to serve you. It needs to serve humans, people that are going to come there. Because first of all, you want people to come to your website because that tells the little bot crawlers, that tells the Google wizards that that your website is useful. Okay, so that's really important. So you want your website to be a place to serve people where they can get educated, because you can't market to people who are unaware, whether they're unaware of the problems that they have, and the solution being myofunctional therapy. That's the solution that you offer. If they're unaware, you're going to be wasting your time because you're just speaking into a void. You want to market to people who are aware of their problem, although they might not have any idea that myofunctional therapy is the solution. Like they're going to know that they snore. They don't know maybe that there's help for them, or they're going to know that they choke. They might not know about the solution. Or you want to be marketing to people who are aware of their problem and know that myofunctional therapy is the solution. They might not know that your services are the right solution, but that's where you're going to be educating them, because you give, you give that knowledge, you give them all that free information of educating that you do on your website. You're building that know, like, and trust factor. So that's the real important part of, serving them. You also want a website that serves you. This is going to save you time. So you want a place for them to do things like check their media settings, their internet connection speed, what paperwork they're going to download and send to you, what pictures they're going to send to you, how they're going to submit those to you. So that is really important. Now, my website, having hundreds of hours, did not start that way. I just kept building on it. One thing that I teach you inside the Ditch Hygiene Academy, inside the Ignition Implementation Lab, which is the specific course, is like you get your shell and then you just keep building. Anytime you find yourself repeatedly doing the same task, if I have clients that are asking for another printout, can I have another homework sheet, a blank one to fill out? It's on the website so that I don't have to send that to them all the time. Obviously, there's legal stuff that you have to have on your website. I go into all of that stuff, but you might be saying like, hey, so how do I decide whether to build it or outsource it? Number one, you have to be willing to either invest time or invest money, okay? So a couple things to think about. If you are not inside the Ditch Hygiene Academy, then you have to decide what you're going to do. Now, I can tell you this. If you are going to be in the Ditch Hygiene Academy at some point, I help you tackle this exact problem. Inside the Ignition Implementation Lab, I teach you everything from buying your domain, all of that kind of stuff. So I don't specifically show you how to build the business or the website, but I am so excited to tell you that inside the Ditch Hygiene Academy, we do have a new course that's being added very shortly that's called Website in a Week. And here I am going to take you step by step through purchasing your domain, setting up your website, what you need to have where, what needs to be above the fold, what can be lower on the page, what you should have for a call to action, why, how to set everything up, where you need your H1, H2, H3, H4 headers, all of that stuff. I also teach you how to leverage the power of AI, artificial intelligence, to help you write your website content. Plus, inside the program, many of the assignments are not busy work. They are there for you to actually create content that is going to go on your website. So it is meant to serve an intentional purpose. So those are options. Also, even more exciting is that my team and I now offer you a done for you option. So if it was me when I was starting over, this is what I would have done. Yep, twice as much money, but I would have absolutely invested in having somebody else do all of the work for me. It's really a launch in a box model where we set everything up for you. So you're learning the Myo, and then we set everything up and just basically hand it over to you, train you how to make changes, all that kind of stuff. So when it comes to your website, that is the other thing to think about is the concept that I like to teach from is the whole give a man a fish versus teach a man to fish. I want to help you or show you how to be able to bedazzle your own website. If we build it for you, you're going to get that kind of training. So I just think it's really empowering because you have to know how to do this stuff if you're going to build a business. So it can seem kind of overwhelming now, but that's okay. We help you with that. So that just gives you something to think about, whether you're going to build your website, whether you're going to have somebody else do it. The important thing is it's just a piece of the puzzle. So you can't spin out here. You can't just sit and not make movement on having the website because you're going to have the website. And then it's also important that you get building your network so that you can be having people who are going to be referring to you so you can get results for people, because that's free marketing. The best marketing you can get is getting results for somebody so they tell somebody else about you. But I'm digressing. Those are future episode topics. So that is a wrap. That just gives you something to think about. If you're going to build your own website, you absolutely can do it. I just encourage you to explore the possibilities of the platform you're looking at using. You want to make sure that you're not going to be putting your time and money into something that you can't ever customize. You can't brand it with your colors. You can't embed your scheduler, all of those things, because if that's the case, then you're going to end up just starting over. So that is it for this episode. We will be back soon. And until then, have fun and enjoy building that life that you're going to be bonkers about. Bye for now, friend.